Right now, The Marvels is sitting at a lowly 61% on the review site Rotten Tomatoes. That's almost as bad as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Today, let's see why The Marvels is the worst MCU film. Let's get started. Awful script. Things looked grim after The Marvels' first trailer dropped because it seemed lackluster. Then, the VFX team saved the day with VFX and CGI, which was better than recent MCU outings, but CGI can't hide a shoddy script. Anyone who has seen The Marvels will tell you that the writers should have taken an additional year or two to write a better script. The plot is the all too common, the villain threatens to destroy the universe plot. Imagine a worse version of the Ronan the Accuser who's just boring and bland. The story doesn't feel personal or relatable, and other Marvel installments have done a superior job with the same plot. If you look at Black Widow, at least that movie had a plot that felt personal and the audience could get invested in. To understand The Marvels, you need to do around 10 hours of homework and watch WandaVision, Captain Marvel, and Miss Marvel. Only then can you understand the characters and backstory. Now, when all that content is not too compelling or is poorly written, it's difficult to sit through the entire thing. Stephanie Soretti, a veteran VFX supervisor at Marvel, recently explained how the VFX teams had to compensate for poorly written scripts. She wrote, "The hundreds of artists that work on movies and TV shows would like to have a word with you about the lousy scripts we spend our time fixing in post instead of doing the cool stuff. Thank you. My god, we can't get any respite these days, can we?" Poor performance from Brie Larson. Brie Larson is an amazing actor. She is great in Lessons in Chemistry and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but her performances as Captain Marvel haven't been that great. When the Captain Marvel movie came out, fans noticed that she seemed stiff and uninterested in the role. But since this was Brie's first outing as a superhero, people were willing to give her another chance and they believed that she would improve later. She had a small role in the Avengers Endgame, but there was no improvement in her characterization of Captain Marvel. And now, Brie has to carry a movie with a bad script in a time when people are tired of superhero movies and cinematic universes. We believe that Brie is a great actor, but this was not her best performance. This becomes problematic when writers used her as a tentpole to pitch the movie around, but her performance is flat and uninspiring. MCU writer Joanna Robinson revealed that plans were being made to give Brie Larson an exit from the franchise. She stated, "Marvel Studios put Brie Larson in a prominent place in the MCU. I don't know if Brie Larson was the wrong person for the role necessarily, but the toxic backlash means that Brie Larson doesn't want to play Carol Danvers anymore." Terrible villain. The movie's villain, Dar-Benn, has powerful abilities and weapons. She can use the light-based abilities of the Cape's heroes against them, and she has the universal weapon, but she's not powerful compared to Captain Marvel. She's a lot like Ronan the Accuser, but Ronan works as a villain since he's up against a ragtag team who don't have superpowers and instead outwit him. So, Ronan looked like a legitimate threat, but Dar-Benn didn't seem all that villainous. Let's look at the things from another angle. Dar-Benn is supposed to be a tragic villain, someone for whom we can feel a bit of sympathy, but she's written in such a one-dimensional way that she seems comically stupid rather than a credible threat, and the Kree plotline has been done so poorly that it might make sense to retcon things and make the Kree credible again. No real consequences. A lot of the blame can be attributed to time travel and multiverse-related hijinks in the Avengers Endgame. Once you introduce these two concepts into your universe, the stakes disappear. Who cares about a big bad villain or a universe-ending event when you could just go back in time and sort things out? Even if time travel doesn't work, you can sleep undisturbed knowing that there are other multiverses where everything is alright, so does anything even matter now? And now we know that it's possible to sort out multiverse-level events. The only sign of relief for fans is that audiences have rated the movie at 83%, which makes the movie somewhat watchable. And that's a wrap. Do you think The Marvels is the worst MCU film? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.